Anyways,
Yeah.
what was the other thing?
The other thing.
Oh, it's like you said there were 2 developments. We were talking about the paid apps.
Well,
Oh no, that was the second one. The other one was Mutter. The other one was.
Was there another one?
We did the Comp Piz Mutter one. I'm sorry. This was the second one. I'm sorry.
I think that's it. For some reason, I'm thinking there was a third one, but no. Small thing. Now that Ubuntu has their own theme that they've been working on, they've got their own font that they've had created for them. They've decided
on a Windows machine.
Icon set. What's that?
On a Windows machine.
Yeah, I wasn't going to get into that, but yeah. They paid to have it created, and they had no control over what was used to create it.
I guess.
At the end of the day, they could have chosen to go with an open studio, but anyway, that's another day, another time.
Well, on that note, did Canonical really not have the internal resources to do that themselves, or?
I don't know if that's a dig at the developers at Canonical, at the artists at Canonical, or at the font creation utilities that we've got in Linux. It's an interesting thought. Leave a comment below.
Yeah, I actually don't know that. It's like, this is not something I've ever actually screwed with.
I've never tried to create a font. I know there are ways to do it in Linux. I'm not a graphic designer, so I have no idea what I'm doing there.
Yeah. That would be interesting to know, actually. It's like, was it just they didn't feel like doing it, or was it that they couldn't?
Or they couldn't find a capable design firm that would use open source software to do it.
Yeah, it's like, and I thought Ubuntu had some graphic artists, some design stuff working at Canonical, on staff.
Well, they do have the Ayatana team that is there for creating the graphical interface, or making the graphical stuff look better. So you would think that someone on that team would have something to do with font generation. I guess maybe they wanted to go with a respected firm. I don't know. I read over the wiki page on it, and it just over and over again says we used Windows software to do this. It's Windows software. It's it's closed source, and I don't really have a problem with that personally. But
it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Like, were they shy of calligraphy enthusiasts or something? That's like.
Well, it would be if like for my videos, if I decided I was going to hire somebody to help me edit video, and they brought in like Final Cut or something to make Linux videos with.
Yeah.
It's along the same lines, but not quite.
No, that's very much in the same lines.
Except that I don't have a multimillionaire behind me.
That's one of those. It's like, things. That's okay. On the note of, since you brought up Final Cut and shit, we might as well transition into more Apple stuff. I was blissfully unaware that this was still a problem. I'm talking about the question,
yeah.
The QuickTime stuff and so forth. So you're saying you can't do this in Arch either?
I went to the question was, when you go to Apple's website to try to watch their keynotes, they say you can't run them on Linux. Or it says you have to be on Safari on Mac, I think. I tried to watch it at work the other day.
What it is it wants you to have for the live one, yes, you have to be on a Mac, you have to be on. I have not yet got the hack around for that to work. Supposedly there's people who get it to work. Honestly, when I want to watch the Apple keynotes, I either go to somebody who I know is going to stream it, or I go to Ustream or somewhere who I know is going to illegally restream it. So I can kind of stop. Although with this last one, Ustream actually crashed. It was
for the last one, just because I was curious, I was watching the Engadget Live blog thing.
Yeah. It's like this. It went its way to have the information. It's why Apple is taking the philosophy on that they only want Macs to be able to see the live coverage. I don't know. I think it has
another one of those steps to hype people up about Mac and to make them want to buy Mac, I would say.
Well, it's a little bit of that. I think it has more to do with the fact that they don't want people like us to be watching if something goes wrong. Because every single time I have covered an Apple thing here on this channel. It's really funny. By the time it makes it to that published version that is accessible to non-Apple people, all the mistakes that happened at that event, you know, like the thing that didn't work, the thing they had to try 2 or 3 times, or so on and so forth, didn't happen. It's like it's cut out. It's the best version of things that possibly could have happened, and everybody does this. Google does this, Microsoft does this, yada yada and so forth. And I think that's really what it is. It's like they're like, well, if you're already a customer, we don't care if you see that stuff because you're going to buy it anyways. We don't want people who are deciding if they want to buy it to see it not work, and that makes sense.
Yeah, that's pretty much the opposite of what I expected, but that makes sense as well.
Yeah, I think a little bit of it.
I think for that point of view assumes that Apple thinks that something's going to go wrong, that they think they might even be in the wrong. Whereas the point of view I'm taking sounds more like the salesman point of view that I expect from Apple.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both.
Exactly.
It's like,
they probably have factored in both items, and the public-facing idea would be, you know, we want only Macs to be able to see it because then you're in this elite club.
Exactly.
And behind the scenes, it's, OMG, what's going to happen?
Right. It's like, and you know, it's like, it's only at an Apple conference is the customary glitch a bad thing. It's like, it's anywhere else, it's like, oh, it's the customary glitch. You know, it's a joke. No, I didn't realize it was on, because on PC Lin, I can do this. I can go to Apple's site, and I can watch these special, oh dear God, tricked out dot moves that Apple publishes on their site. Which everything on Apple's site is. The commercials, the keynote events, everything. And this person's having us on. The way I do that is I use the mPlayer plugin. I'm on PC Lin on the KDE desktop, and the browser I'm using is Firefox. And you were saying you're not able to do it. It's like giving you...
I'm on Firefox version, and I've only tried this just now, Firefox 3.6.11 on Arch, and I've got the mPlayer plugin. But when I go to an Apple event, and I've only tried the one, so I might want to try a different one.
Yeah, I'm on 3.6.11. I'm on 3.6.10, so I'm one version behind you.
The Apple Keynote, go to Apple Events. I tried the October 2010 one. Let's try the June one, the WWDC. Now it's giving options. We'll say low bandwidth, just to try. It opens up mPlayer itself. Oh, they're .mov files.
Yes, they're .mov files. This is Apple. They're not going to put them in standard MP4. They're going to be MP4 in a .mov QuickTime wrapper.
I thought they were actually going to have like a wrapper within the browser, because the first one I looked at did. These are actually .mov links.
Yeah, it's like I was able to watch the new one. It's like, now what my system does. I was hoping you would know what it is so we could trigger it down, because I've never had to troubleshoot this, because it's one of those things that largely just, thankfully, works. But it's like watch the keynote, yada 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 yada, and it starts to buffer and it goes through and it's nuts. Now I can't use the QuickTime controls on my system because I'm using the mPlayer plugin. It plugs the mPlayer controls in here on directly at the bottom of the window on top of what would be the QuickTime controls, and I got to use those controls. That's a little disorienting. That's thanks to Apple. That's because I have to use what my system supports. So apparently you're not able to do it either. That's weird. I wish I know. So that's weird. Now this does pose an interesting thing in that, and more, this is one of those things getting worse and worse with Apple. You know, that's just to even watch the things, you need to have Safari or whatever, That's true for the live one. I'm not sure what to make on this, that Apple's still doing this. And I take it, since you're not having any luck watching it, so we can't help this person, unfortunately.
Not at the moment.
Okay, I've got to figure out what pack I've got installed then that's letting me do it. I mean, it's using the mPlayer plugin. Maybe there's some codec that you need to install with the mPlayer plugin. I'm not really...
It could be. There are very few things that I can't play using this, but...
Apparently Apple is one of them, because Apple does not like Linux.
Plug-in QuickTime emulation. It's supposed to... Oh well.
Well, sorry we can't help that person right now. We'll try and figure out what it is.
Yeah.
I guess Steve Jobs' official philosophy is, if you want to know what's going on in the iWorld, is you must give Apple a minimum of $200. And then commit to a 2-year contract. Now, how much are the iPod? Anyway, we're not doing PC versus Mac right now. That's like, sorry.